program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and open up that waiting room. We'll let people in as this is a live show. If you are watching us on a live stream or even a replay, you are welcome to join us live Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, 3 to 4 Eastern, and beyond. And if you're in Alaska, I think you're an hour behind. So 11 to 12. We are here Monday through Friday because we know there are so many people out there that are searching for options. The medical model has failed them. They continue to get more and more prescriptions and not finding the health that they want. Well, folks, we're not chemical deficient or nutrient deficient. Okay, think about that. We're not chemical deficient, we're nutrient deficient. And I can't think of a better individual who has been studying and observing the effects of nutrition for over 75 years. Yes, over 75 years being observant and recognizing the value of nutrition. What goes in, what doesn't go in, what happens when things don't go in, what happens when things do go in. Folks, it has to do with nutrition, toxicity, what we have in our environment, what is going into our mind. All of these things are part of holistic health. And that is one thing that I am very much passionate about, is making sure that individuals realize that your thoughts matter as well. But today, thinking of thoughts, we're going to be talking about brain and spinal issues. As we have Dr. Joel Wallach here with us, the title of today's show is, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Dr. Wallach's Wonderful Wellness Solutions for Brain and Spinal Issues. Yes, they are connected physically, literally. They're connected. And today we're going to be talking about what we as individuals can do to help support that part of our body. So if you are new to finding us, welcome, congratulations. You are taking that first step into investing into your health as you are spending the next hour with us, learning about what you can do, not only what you can do, but underlying causes of what's going on, and then the solutions to change that underlying cause. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. If somebody shared this program with you, tell them thank you. And make sure that if you have any questions, that they are your point of contact. As we are a resource for an amazing community of individuals who are coaches, health coaches, certified holistic health coaches, life coaches, massage therapists, all different modalities in the alternative medicine, which I personally think is the original medicine, and even those that are in the modern day matrix of medicine. Folks, so many people are waking up to the value that nutrition brings to health. And I'm super excited that we're able to share that with you for at least 5 days a week as we bring empowering information to the world. My name is Becca Dukes. As the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health, the hostess of this program, and a coach to a lot of coaches, I am honored to be able to also present the man who started this crusade, who started with making sure people understand that there is another science beyond genetics, and that's called epigenetics, folks. Epigenetics proves that the theory of disease transmission, which is said to be genetic, is false. So if they can't figure out the underlying cause of something, they blame it on genetics. Now, there are things that are genetic, absolutely. Hair color, eye color, shape of our face, color of our skin, even the way our feet are shaped. Yes, that can be part of genetics. But when it comes to health, nutritional deficiencies can even affect birth defects, folks, not genetics. And we have with us one of the founding fathers of that science of epigenetics, who has 26 books that he has written. 25 are readily available on his website, drjwallach.com. And the second of those 26 is held as a national treasure in the Smithsonian Museum. And that is Diseases of Exotic Animals. As yes, the doctor that we have with us, yes, is a naturopathic physician. He can treat humans. He can legally give information to support humans. But he started out as a veterinarian. After obtaining a Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, he went on to be a doctor of veterinary medicine. He was working his way through college in the pathology lab, where he saw a lot of different things, and that started him being able to look at the cells, look at the composition of everything that was coming through there, comparing, because it's comparative pathology, folks, comparing what's there and what disease or mishaps or dysfunction is going on within the body. Now, that started out as animals, yes, but that led him to be part of an amazing expedition to save the white rhino in South Africa. He was there 2 years. He got called back. He was then working at the Yerkes Primate Center, where he found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis that is supposed to be a human genetic disease. He proved that not only is it only human and not only human, he also proved that it's not genetic, because there were several of these monkeys not related that had the same conditions. And it had to do with what they were being fed. He proved it, he got fired. Imagine that. But one thing about getting fired is it opens the doors to being able to do bigger and greater things. which he did. He started teaching nutrition at a naturopathic college. He also became a naturopath while there. He opened up clinics and decided that what was on the market was not enough. So he got a team together. They formulated some nutritional products. He started recommending them to his patients. They got better. And there's this joke. He treats you like a dog, but you do get better. I get it. I was one of them. And from there, he wanted to go bigger and better. So he created this crusade to go beyond the four walls of his clinics to reach around the world. And he did that by opening up an opportunity in a company that started out as American Longevity, wanted to go beyond the American borders, and changed it to Longevity International. This is an opportunity that allows individuals like you and I to be able to share the good news of nutrition and options, and we are empowered with others and get a thank you check. So I just want to give a huge thank you to Dr. Joel Wallach for all that he has done. Because of him, I have been able to regain my health. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Overcoming hormonal things, overcoming muscular and connective tissue things, overcoming bone issues, overcoming migraines that started at the age of 8. And if that wasn't enough, Doc, there's like 13 different things that I was able to let go of because of your teachings and recommendations, Dr. Wallach. And 100 pounds is part of that. So, folks, I welcome to the screen with me Dr. Joel Wallach, who has 4 postdoctorates. Is it 3? No, 3 postdoctorates in pathology. He has done research around the world, including 1,700 children that had died of unknown causes, that they discovered the cause. They discovered, well, it was Keyshawn disease, which is actually, they just died of heart attacks under the age of 10, folks. And it was because of nutritional deficiencies. So Dr. Wallach, thank you for being here. Thank you for starting this crusade. And thank you for continuing to share knowledge that is empowering, that we can actually act upon and share with others. You're awesome, Doc.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for the kind going through some of the history. And of course, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning, opening the door. And it proved to me that the medical science was really treating symptoms to make the patients happy, which is in itself not a bad thing. But somebody would die in 2 years after being treated for 2 years, and they were happy because they didn't have the symptoms, but the disease killed them because they're treating symptoms, not treating the disease. Okay. And so working my way through veterinary school, working my way through naturopathic school, I'm seeing all these things on the autopsy table. And one of the big ones, of course, are diseases of the brain and spinal cord. This goes way, way back in history, okay, because of people's eating habits. And of course, one of my favorite little 2 or 3 word cures is a stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. A stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. Margarine kills, okay, because margarine causes all kinds of inflammation. Okay, it's heated oils, not good. Whereas butter, people tend not to overheat it because they don't want to burn, so they leave it melt at a safe cooking level. And it actually gives your brain and spinal cord some of the stuff it needs to keep going. And of course, we have babies that are born with gender problems. That's a brain and spinal cord issue. They're born with gender problems because the mother was not given the right vitamins and minerals. Well, I'm not planning on getting pregnant. I don't need some prenatal vitamins. Well, yeah, you do, just in case. And that's why we have so many kids now. We have so many kids now. Little girls think they're boys, little boys think they're girls. We have all these gender issues in sports and all kinds of things. It's like crazy. And I point my finger at the OBGYNs at this and general family practitioners at this, okay? Because they should be telling people to be taking vitamins and minerals, both men and women, okay? When they're just kids. That's what we came up with, kids toddy, vitamins and minerals, and we came up with a liquid. Kids, because they think it's a fruit juice kind of thing, kids toddy. It gives them the nutrients necessary. So if a pregnancy does occur, okay, whether you're 16 years old or 18 years old or 20 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old or whatever, the babies will come out recognizing their gender, okay, properly. Now, this goes way back thousands of years, okay? And of course, we used to see this in big farms and ranches thousands of years ago all over the world. Cows, let's say they had a herd of maybe 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 milk cows. And all the herd will want to jump on one cow. All the females and males want to jump on one cow and breed her, okay, because she was kind of giving them the signals that she was a girl. Okay, no, she was giving them signals, yeah, that she was a girl. But what happened was when her mother was pregnant, the mother didn't get all the vitamins and minerals for whatever reason, and the baby was born without the ability to make all the right hormones, okay? So they came out with male hormones in that particular cow as opposed to female hormones. Well, in the old days, you know, a couple hundred years ago, 1,000 years ago, they would just kill them and eat them. Same way with the boys. The boys would think they're girls, and they'd let the boy, you know, steers and the male bulls breed them, but they're, you know, they're anal sex instead. That's the only thing that they could do. And so they would just kill that one and eat them, okay? And that went on for thousands of years. Okay, and so now we know the answer to that in the livestock industry, okay, the health and veterinary industry, and it's still going on with people, okay, because all these girls are not taking all the vitamins and minerals, and let's say they get pregnant when they're 8 or 10 years old. I'd like to see a survey that tells me, I want to know at what age the mothers were when they had a baby who grew up to think a little girl thinking she was a boy and a little boy thinking he was a girl. I want to know how old those people were, those women were when they got pregnant for that pregnancy. Okay. Because that's totally preventable, totally preventable. It is not just something the kid makes things up. He says, well, I'm a girl. You know, you have all the equipment of a boy, you're a boy. I am a girl. That's why I have all this stuff on the sports and is going on, and it's just terrible. That's because mama made mistakes, because the doctors, the nurses, made mistakes by not telling them what needed to be done 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Okay. And so this problem will keep going on until people wake up and start realizing you must give all the nutrients to these women who are, even if they're not having sex at that time, make sure they're getting all the nutrients, because that one night they have sex and they get pregnant, that baby's born, little girl thinks she's a boy and a little boy thinks he's a girl. That's because mama didn't have the nutrients to make all the proper things work properly as the baby came towards puberty. Okay.
So, Doc, before you move on, I want to inject just a little bit. This is not just Dr. Wallach coming up with this, thinking that it's some type of theory. This has actually been proven through other studies after Dr. Wallach started talking about it, including one coming out of Swedish researchers that found that the physical attributes of a homosexual brain resemble those of the opposite sex. So that has to do with nutrition and in development, not just something that happens afterwards and is influenced by society even. So it is something that Dr. Wallach, we start people off with nutrition before they're conceived on through the rest of their lives. Because it's like putting gas in the car, right?
That is correct. You can't put water in a car.
Right. If you're gonna run your vehicle, you got to keep feeding it. And that's what the nutrition is to the body. So thank you, Dr. Wallach, for letting me insert that. Please go ahead.
Okay. So at any rate, some of this stuff is in this tool. Okay. Dead doctors don't lie. Dr. Milan likes the subtitle. Someone should go to jail. She likes, Dr. Milan likes that subtitle. Okay. But it's really, dead doctors don't lie. Okay. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. And it's one of those things we can show to one person in your house, your office. You can show it to in your den at home to 10, 12, 15 people. You can show it to a class of 25 people to 50 people in a classroom. Stadium with 1,000 people or more. You'll have to have 5 or 6 different projectors so that all corners get to show. But this particular tool goes into really what we're talking about today. We're talking about on the back cover of this goes into 30 different chapters. Okay. And it goes into these kinds of things we just got done talking about, genetics and DNA. Okay. They tend to be irrelevant. Okay. You need to just be given the mama that has the possibility of getting pregnant just because she's a girl. She might not be having sex yet, but just because she's a girl, maybe 6 months down the line, 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, she get pregnant and she wasn't taking vitamins and minerals the whole time. The baby can come out. A little girl has all this physical equipment. A little girl thinks she's a boy. All the little boys have the physical equipment of a boy thinks he's a girl. Okay. ADD and ADHD, autism, vaccinations, Alzheimer's disease. Okay. And we're talking about Parkinson's disease. There's hundreds of different diseases that occur in the brain and spinal cord. They're all totally preventable. And what should I say? Let's go to some of my favorites, of course. For Parkinson's disease, we get rid of Parkinson's disease all the time. I don't care if you've had it for 25 years. In 2 weeks, you'll see improvement. And that's why I always say, give me 90 days. Because usually, I don't care if you've had Parkinson's disease for 25 years, we can get rid of it in 2 months or 2 weeks. Same way with type 2 diabetes. I don't care if you've had it your whole life. You've had type 2 diabetes for 15, 20, 30, 40 years. And in 2 weeks' time, you can be diabetes free. Okay, because these are all just simple nutritional deficiency diseases. This is not difficult. And Alzheimer's disease is a global disease. In other words, the entire brain gets afflicted when you have Alzheimer's disease, and it loses the myelin, the white matter of the brain. And it loses the myelin in the brain. Medical doctors set that off too, because what is the raw material, Rebecca? What's the raw material to make myelin?
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol. Well, doctors say that's bad. It clogs your artery. You can't have cholesterol. No, you need cholesterol because it's what makes the myelin, the white matter of your brain, and spinal cord. It also makes the hormones for males and females. Cholesterol is your best friend. Our sex hormones are like 85, 90% cholesterol. Your brain is 85% cholesterol. And if you take those free pills doctors are giving you to lower your cholesterol, you're going to wind up with Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, ALS, Huntington's chorea, frontotemporal dementia, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, Bell's palsy, cervical spondylosis, carpal tunnel syndrome, brain and spinal cord tumors. And there's another 20 of those diseases. I could go down the list, but, you know, myelopathy, optic neuropathies, progressive inflammatory neuropathy, on and on and on. These things are all caused by a deficiency of the raw materials to make the myelin, which is the cholesterol. Okay. I came up many years ago when people were saying, stop using margarine, use butter. Well, my doctor says I have to use margarine because butter clogs your arteries. No, a stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. I came up with that little funny statement. Okay, a stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. And I still say that. And so it's one of those things where we have this flip chart. Everybody should have. I mean, remember, the holidays are coming up. If you buy 10 of these, you get a nice discount. The page 27 goes into one of our famous cases where we got rid of Parkinson's disease in a gal, Madeline O. Her last name begins with an O. And there's one of those things where she was going to the best neurologist to a big medical school on the East Coast and getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And after about 10, 11 years, the doctors told her family, look, she might not wake up tomorrow morning. She's really bad. Now her tests are just awful. And so be prepared, get ready, it's coming. Okay. Well, one of her relatives, a member of Longevity, okay, asked her, is there anything we can do? So I said, yeah. So I told him what to do. And to make a long story short, in 2 months, she didn't have Parkinson's disease anymore. There you go, 90 for Life crusade. She didn't have Parkinson's disease anymore. So they redid all the tests the next day and they came back normal again. That freaked everybody out. So she wrote many letters to us and telling us, kind of step by step how she was doing for that 2.5 months and getting better. And so we highlighted the salient points in yellow and we put them in the right-hand side of page 27, the slip chart. There you go. There you go. Thank you. And on the left-hand side, we got a page and a half of letters from doctors who are saying, I can't believe this. I've seen it myself, blah, 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 blah. And so she's been going around with her relatives in Longevity, giving talks and helping other people all over the world about how to prevent and get rid of Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is not a genetic thing. It's not an old age thing. It's a simple nutritional deficiency disease. And that's why we came out with the stick of butter day keeps doctor away. And of course, we have the I-26. We have the I-26. Began using that, right? And I think we bought the company. We acquired the company, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Acquired the company, I think about 9 years ago, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, we acquired it 9 years ago. Chewables, okay. I like the French vanilla. And then, of course, it comes in capsules. I keep those on the side. I take a couple of those every week just in case. And then also, it comes in powder. You mix the powder in with liquids. And that bottom canister there is, the top and bottom. Okay, is the powder.
So this one is unflavored. There's no artificial flavors. There's no artificial sweeteners, not even natural sweeteners or flavors. And this is just pure I-26 hyper egg immune powder. You mix it in cool water and it tastes like the shell of an eclair, Dr. Wallach. I really like it. And then for those that want a little bit of flavor, they just recently came out with the French vanilla, which is the same formula of the chewables that Dr. Wallach likes, just in a powder that you can mix in water instead of having to chew them. So lots of options there, Doc.
Yep. And of course, the benefits are, what should I say, are breathless. The benefits are breathless because when you think about it, that we can prevent and reverse Alzheimer's disease, which is a global thing in the brain, Parkinson's disease, okay, we can get rid of that. And Parkinson's disease is a loss of myelin in one little part of the brain, okay? Let's see, what is it? Substantia nigra. It's just a little patch, about the size of a 50-cent piece in the middle of your brain, and it helps you with balance. So when that gets gone because you don't have enough raw materials to make the myelin, the white matter of the brain, suddenly now you get these tremors. Okay, I'm 85 years old and I don't have these tremors. I'm 85 years old. I don't have any of these tremors. Okay, I don't have them. It's one of those things where that's because I've been eating butter all my life. I'm a farm boy. Well, you'd get beat up if you're on a dairy farm. You'd eat margarine. Okay, and so it's one of those things where you learn. Just think about it. If you have in your family, or your neighbors, or your church mates, your workmates, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, ALS, Huntington's, chorea, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, Bell's palsy, and I could go on and on and on again, carpal tunnel syndrome, brain spinal cord tumors, frontotemporal dementia. All those are reversible, okay, by taking the 90 essential nutrients and the I-26. I take 2 or 3 of those I-26 every morning, every late afternoon. I take them. And sometimes if I'm going to be doing something heavily physical, I'll take three times a day instead of just twice a day. But I've been taking the, at least.
You've been taking I-26 for about 2 years, Dr. Wallach. You've been eating AIDS a lot longer.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've been eating eggs before I was born.
Yeah. So, Dr. Wallach, when we're talking about the brain and the spinal cord, that sheath that protects all of them, that myelin sheath, is made up of cholesterol?
That is correct.
So if you have a weakening in that sheath and it's diminished or very thin or non-existent because of cholesterol lowering drugs, you're kind of opening yourself up to a lot of pain, discomfort, poor health conditions.
Well, poor health conditions, which will shorten your life considerably. Okay. Your life, not only are you miserable, but your life is shortened. Okay. Instead of living to be 100, 110, 120 as you should, you'll die at 50 or 40 or something like that. Okay. Because everything in the brain and spinal cord stops. Your heart stops. Your stomach stops. Your lungs stop. Your kidneys, everything stops. Okay. And so it's one of those things where you need to be, the holidays are coming up. My favorite new books. Okay, it's all in your head. Okay, it's all in your head. Okay. It covers about 50 different diseases that occur when you have osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and also squeezing the what? Oh, the spinal cord. So for the spinal cord, we have a CD. Okay. The CD is entitled, where are we here? Oh, here we go. The CD is entitled, It's All in Your Head to Prevent and Fix Osteoporosis of the Skull and Spinal Cord. Okay. It's one of those things where, there you go, you got it. And then, of course, metabolic syndrome. This one, you're kind of a co-author there. There you go. Okay, metabolic syndrome. Yeah, metabolic syndrome. And this goes back, it's even in the Old Testament. Now, they don't name it in the Old Testament, metabolic syndrome, but it discusses the diseases, okay, of obesity, abdominal obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure. And so this disease goes back to 200,000 years ago. Now, let's see here. When it came to a specific date, what is it? September 4th, is it? Or 3rd or 4th?
September 4th of 1882. Is that the date you're looking for?
Yeah. Okay. 1882, September 4th. Okay. And Thomas Edison pulled the switch, turned on electricity, and our source of minerals went away. Well, how could electricity do that? Our source of minerals went away. Well, for 200 million years, now we found tools 3.3 million years old just a couple of days ago in the newspaper. Okay. Man-made tools 3.3 million years ago. Well, during those times, people were using wood and coal as fuel, putting the wood ashes in their food for a spice, putting wood ashes in their gardens for fertilizer. Whatever minerals were in the soil there came up in those plants, in their drinking water.
Doc, can you move your book? I just got a note saying that it's muffling your voice a little bit. Go ahead and put it down. If you need it held up, just tell me. I got your back.
Okay. Okay. But anyway, it's one of those things where we can prevent and reverse. I'm going to repeat that. We can prevent and reverse Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Huntington's chorea, frontotemporal dementia, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, Bell's palsy, and many of the others. Okay. And doctors freak out when I say that because that's how they make their money. Is treating people with these chronic genetic diseases. Well, they're not genetic diseases. They're nutritional deficiency diseases. Okay. They're cholesterol deficiency. Okay. Diseases. They're cholesterol deficiency diseases. Okay. And so I just freak out when doctors, I go to meetings and the doctor's saying, okay, they got to stay away from all this cholesterol and butter and all this kind of stuff and eat margarine and don't drink milk anymore. Just that's for babies. Well, I had to sue the FDA 8 times in federal court. I sued them in federal court 8 times. You've heard me say this many times before, to put nutrients into baby formulas. Okay. Because they were blaming the mothers for the babies having SID, sudden death syndrome. And they're saying mothers were laying on them and suffocating them. They were telling people that muscular dystrophy, which we had in animals, we could prevent and get rid of with just a few minerals in their alfalfa pellets. Okay. And we could get rid of it in animals, but the doctor was saying it was a genetic thing. And then we had cystic fibrosis, one of the most. Okay. And I figured that one out and got that figured, the cause prevention and reversal of cystic fibrosis. I got fired from Yerkes Primate Center because of that, because one of their top people was creating the cystic fibrosis in the primates in the Yerkes Primate Center by giving them a bad diet. And it was one of their top people. So I didn't pick on the person. I just said that, here's the diet for monkeys. This is the only one for monkeys in the monkey facilities, primate facilities, and they fired me.
That's because you tell it like it is, Doc. You're not about, making somebody happy and brown nosing. You tell it like it is. Whether
we're looking for truth, and this is why we do so well when it comes to these diseases. Now, just to give you an idea, and I go over this like once a month probably. Doctors make in America alone, just treating the symptoms of arthritis, $626.8 billion. Just treating the symptom, not preventing or curing it. Type 2 diabetes, they make $342 billion a year treating the symptoms of diabetes, not preventing or curing it. Heart disease, $316.8 billion. Obesity, $260 billion. Okay. My favorite one is osteoporosis. The collection of people from the United States, Canada, and the EU, European Union, each year, the three of these communities spend jointly 6.7, not billion, but trillion, $6.7 trillion just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis. We can get rid of it in weeks. Okay. And so this is a great holiday gift. Okay. And this is why we came up with this Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Okay. It's a DVD. Okay. It's really, really a complete, which they say, thing on diseases that are said to be genetic and so on. It's really, everybody should have at least one of these in their family. And then once a month, show it once a month. You'll see something new every time you see it. Okay. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes long. Okay. And it has 30 chapters listed on the back. And so that's Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And Dr. Milan likes Someone Should Go to Jail. It's the subtitle. Someone Should Go to Jail. She likes that, Dr. Milan. So that's how she sells it in the Chinese community.
Well, Dr. Wallach, we have lots of questions coming in, so I want to make sure that we leave some room for questions. You mentioned Christmas, holiday gifts. Folks, what better thing to do than give somebody a gift of better health or something that can help them find better health? That is what Dr. Wallach created many years ago. He has removed himself from ownership of longevity so that he can freely do the lectures that he's doing with us and around the world without people saying, well, you only do it because you own the company and you're making lots of money. Now, Dr. Wallach makes his money from the sale of his books. So we want to make sure that everybody has access to getting Dr. Wallach's books. You can give them a call at 800-755-4656. Did I get it memorized yet?
Yes.
Perfect. 800-755-4656 and get your copies of Dr. Wallach's books. You can find a whole list of the books that they offer on the website, drjwallach.com. And as far as gifts go, Dr. Wallach, over here on my shoulder, I have the Advent calendar, brand new, from Longevity, filled of goodness and goodies, things that aren't even available through their website. So if you're into opening up an Advent calendar, folks, we've got one that is just absolutely amazing. That I'm excited to start opening up those drawers and finding out what's inside. Well, Dr. Wallach, like I said, we have many questions coming in. The first one is, can cholesterol be too low?
Oh, yeah. And when it's too low, when cholesterol is too low, again, you wind up with demyelinating disease of the brain and spinal cord, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic sclerosis, ALS, Huntington's, chorea, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, Bell's palsy, all those things and all the other myelin deficient diseases are caused by either low or no cholesterol. Okay. Also, you're not going to be interested in sex. You're going to spend all your time working on your car. You're not going to be interested in sex because 85% of the weight.
Are you telling me so?
What?
I work all the time. What are you trying to say, Doc?
Okay. It's one of those things where sex hormones require cholesterol. They're 85% by volume cholesterol. So you cut out cholesterol out of your diet, there ain't nobody home anymore. Okay. For either the men or the women. Okay. So your sex life just goes into the tank because I'm just, so, you're at your job and people are saying, hey, how's your sex life going, Frank? You say, what sex life? I don't even think about that anymore.
You don't talk about that on the job, Dr. Wallach. But, we definitely want to make sure that we choose the right partners as well. So not just with anyone, everywhere, whatever. But next question, Dr. Wallach, as you mentioned ALS in that list of conditions that you just read off, the question is ALS more complicated and time consuming to address rather over Parkinson's?
I think it's one of those things that Parkinson's disease is what should I say? It's a very, very narrow symptom tree. Okay, whereas something like Parkinson's disease, ALS.
So like ALS, it's kind of like an analogy as you're looking at an electrical panel on the house. And with ALS, the insulation is missing. So things are shortening out. Is that like the insulation? Would that be compared to like the myelin sheath that's protecting the brain and the nerves?
Well, the myelin sheath is protecting the brain and the spinal cord and the nerves. Particularly, the 10th cranial nerve, the big vagus nerve. I get calls sometimes 5 times a week. People call me and say, well, my doctor wants to amputate my toes. Why? Well, they're burning all the time. Would they have any ringing in your ears? Yeah. Well, that's because you have osteoporosis of the skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve goes through your brain all the way down into your toes. And that burning in your toes is due to what's going on in your brain. And did your doctor say anything about the ringing in your ears? He said, no, you just got to get used to that. You're 50 years old. You got to get used to it. No. And so we put him on a program. And in 2 weeks' time, the burning in the feet go away because we made the vagus nerve happy by giving it some raw materials to make myelin.
So ALS can be, those that are experiencing symptoms of ALS can benefit from nutrition as well.
Absolutely can reverse. They can reduce and eliminate these diseases: Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic sclerosis, Huntington's, chorea, frontotemporal dementia, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, Bell's palsy, cervical spondylosis, carpal tunnel syndrome, and all the rest of the 50. Okay, we can prevent them. Okay, and we can also reverse them once you have them. The body was made by the good Lord, and God made our body to take raw materials from the Garden of Eden and maintain and repair itself. Well, when people moved out of the Garden of Eden, they moved away from the land flowing with milk and honey. Suddenly now, every place didn't have all the nutrients they needed. Okay, but the people who stayed in the Garden of Eden and the land flowing with milk and honey, they're the ones who lived to be 100, 120. Right now, the Pakistanis, the Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains, they're the longest lived people in the world. 122 years is their average. That's their average, 122 years. And the most interesting piece that we got when we studied them here recently, the most interesting piece was There's not a single medical doctor in the Hunza tribal communities.
So they are all focused about it's the nutrition, it's what they're putting in their bodies, but most importantly, it's those minerals that are flowing down that are watering their crops, that even the pasture land that their animals are grazing off of is more nutrient dense than what we have here in the United States and in most places around the world.
That's true. That is true.
Nancy puts up a comment here, and I absolutely agree with it. She says it's easy to prove to skeptics. Dr. Wallach has done this for several decades before longevity was even founded. You've been writing books since the 1960s, Dr. Wallach.
Yes.
The majority of people that are saying the exact same thing that you're saying right here started saying it within the last 10 years. You have been teaching this, preaching this, and wanting to get this out to the world. So I want to go to the first hand that is up, because we do have some hands and only a few minutes left. And AJ, what questions are you bringing in today? Please unmute yourself.
Hey, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir.
A couple questions. One is from Oren, who emails in. I don't have any height or weight, but he says he just ordered the 90 mineral, liquid, and fatty acid. He is dealing with schizophrenia and a mood disorder. What else should he be taking is what he's asking.
I-26. He needs to take either the chewables, the capsules, or the powder. Okay. 3 doses a day. And he'll rebuild the myelin, the white matter, the brain and spinal cord, and all that'll go away.
Fantastic. And then I have a couple that I've been working with for a little while. The husband, Neil, has Parkinson's. And he can't move. He can't move without this. He did say, though, his tremors have improved since he's been on the products. So he can write now, whereas before he was unable to write well at all. So that's improved a lot for him. His wife is dealing with some scoliosis. But as far as Neil goes, without that medication that produces the dopamine, he can't move. Like when that dopamine medication runs out, he's having difficulty moving. Is there a suggestion that we can?
Yeah, he needs to ramp up on his I-26. He should be taking three times a day then. Okay, 3 doses, either the chewables, the capsules, or the powder. Okay, 3 doses 3 times a day. He also needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets for circulation into the brain and spinal cord. Okay, take 3 of those twice a day. And then, of course, he needs the 90 essential nutrients. All 90 essential nutrients. You just can't pick and choose things. You got to take it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it wouldn't hurt. Remember, a stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. Use butter in cooking, no margarine. And then, of course, dairy. So you can get sugar-free ice cream and that kind of stuff that's made out of milk and cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you think he should stay away from sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what you are, right, Doc?
What?
You're the man.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Great questions, AJ. Let's go to Mary. Mary, go ahead and unmute yourself. What question do you have for Dr. Wallach today?
Yes. Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi. How can we help you?
Yes. I have a client that's very interested in starting the Mighty 90 program. He's 84 years old, 225 pounds, about 6 feet. He has diabetes, high blood pressure, degenerative discs in the back with pain down the hip and leg where the leg gets numb periodically. And he has kidney disease. And his concern is, outside of that, the doctor tells him that he should not take magnesium because of the kidney disease. So although he wants to do the program, he's very hesitant on the magnesium aspect. What can I help him, and how can you help me with that?
Well, you say he weighs 223?
Correct.
Okay, so you need to get him off all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, and oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet ones need to go because they neutralize, excuse me, stomach acid, so you cannot digest food or absorb minerals. Then needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Needs 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets for circulation into the brain and the spinal cord and the liver and the kidneys and so forth. The kidneys will be happier with the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 twice a day, or you could even take three times a day to start with, and after a couple of weeks or a month or so, drop it down to 3 twice a day for maintenance. And then let's see here, the I-26 for rebuilding the white matter in the brain and the spinal cord. That helps with all those kind of things. Everything from memory to balance and so forth. Tremors. Also, because of all the bony things going on, wouldn't hurt also to get the Cal Toddy. Take an ounce of that twice a day. I do that, and I only weigh like, I don't know, sometimes 130, sometimes 140 pounds. But I take 2 doses a day of the Cal Toddy, okay? And I mix that with the plant-derived colloidal minerals, an ounce of each twice a day, all right? And so this is going to cover, I think, everything we need to deal with there. Did I miss anything?
Just what should he tell his doctor about the magnesium issue he's concerned about?
Well, I don't know that the doctor knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
Because if he says stay away from magnesium, just about every multiple on the market will have magnesium in it. The only thing that doesn't have magnesium in it is vitamin C, vitamin A, that kind of thing, one by one. And you're not going to take all 90 essential nutrients with, okay, with one by one.
Right. Okay. So there's no concern with kidney disease.
No, but you got to take the Ultimate Daily Classic to make the kidney happy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Keep up the great work. We appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And Dr. Wallach, there's so many different functions of the body that require magnesium. So shutting off your magnesium supply is just going to add more discomfort, right?
Very, problematic. Absolutely.
Well, let's next go to Keely. Keely, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Good afternoon, everybody. Doc, I have, it came out of a tragedy. There was a child that died here in Ohio this last week, and she died with her mother in the house. She was 12 years old, and she had something called Angelman's syndrome. And they said that these children are called smiling puppets. That they said that it was a rare disorder caused by a loss of function of a single gene. It affects about 500,000 people a year. Motor skill and cognitive delays, difficulty suckling and eating, gastrointestinal, usually end up with curvature of the spine, sclerosis, and then they never walk. Sometimes they're nonverbal. The issue came from an educator who we were talking about the situation, and she said, I wish there was something I could do. And she happens to be a client of mine with longevity. And she said, I hate to tell you this, but I've got 4 more kids that are like this. I said, where are you going? And she says, she goes from school district to school district within 100 miles of each other. And what's in 100 miles of that location is a beryllium plant and a nuclear power plant. So what they were asking is there anything that we can do for these 4 other children that are 4, 8, 10, and 12?
Yes. They need to get rid of all the bad foods. Get on the kids' toddy. Okay. Get on the kids' toddy. Just read the label for dosages. Kids' toddy. They think it's fruit juice, so they'll like it. They also need the I-26. They'll like the chewables. They can each the little ones take 1 chewable, the bigger ones take 2 chewables. They'll rebuild the brain and the spinal cord. They need, again, the kids' toddy to get the multiple. And it wouldn't hurt for them, you know, for energy during the day. Don't let them have colas and sweet drinks and things like that. Get them on the rebound. Has 150 nutrients in here. Okay, this was built for Theo Ratliff, great basketball player. His career was over because he had arthritis in his hip and his knees, and he had all kinds of tremors. He probably had Parkinson's disease. So we got him on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, which was a Healthy Start Pack, and then I came up with the Glucogel and added the Glucogel to the Healthy Start Pack. We called it the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Got him on that, and because they had fired him, he's out of work as a professional basketball player for 3 months after years of being a very successful basketball player, and came up with a rebound for him. And he played for 9 more years after I rebuilt him. He got his job back. He made $134 million, $134 million, $134 million. Okay. After we fixed him with all these nutrients.
So Dr. Wallach, there's a possibility of having some toxicity. What can they do to find out if there's toxicity, and what can they do as a response to toxicity? Whether it's in these kiddos, their parents, the whole community.
Okay, if people are concerned about toxicity, they can get a hair analysis. The book Rare Earths Been Cures goes into how to collect the hair, where to ship it, and it helps you interpret it. But also, when you get the hair analysis back, you can, call us on the program here, and we'll walk you through it. Or you can actually send a hair sample to us, and we'll run it to a lab near us and kind of read it before it gets sent to you. So you'll have the answer before it gets sent to you, because we'll read it for you. Okay. So you can call the 1-800-755-4656, 1-800-755-4656, and ask them how to collect and ship the hair sample to you, to us, so we can actually run the information for you. Those are your options.
All right, thank you so much for that. And Keely, great question. As
Yep.
you know, it's a shame that things are happening to our kiddos. That one, I mean, it could be toxicity from mama whenever she was before pregnancy, even, right? But making sure that our families are healthy is our top priority. Dr. Wallach, let's go to Gloria. Gloria, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Gloria. How can we help you?
Hey, I have someone who's 64 years old, weighs about 180 and 5'8", is complaining about ringing in the ears.
Okay, well, that's an easy one. They've got osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 7th and the 8th cranial nerves. They need to get a hold of the book. It's all in your head. Okay, it's all in your head. Wouldn't hurt to get the book. It's all in your head, and also the CD that goes along with it. All right, and it's one of those things where page 6 is my favorite page, of course.
I got it for you, Doc.
Okay, you got it. Okay, page 6. Okay, you see the top picture is a normal skull. It's a 1/4 of an inch thick. The top of the skull has been removed at autopsy, and the camera's looking down on the brain, but you see the skull is a 1/4 of an inch thick. The bottom one, they took the top of the skull off, looking down on the brain, but the skull is 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. And that's because it had osteoporosis of the skull. That's not bone, that's scar tissue, taking the place of the lost bone. Okay. And in the next page, page 7, flip the page, shows a picture of the brain and where all the 12 pairs of cranial nerves go, all the organs and so forth. And then there's a chapter for each of the cranial nerves. Okay, the next door chapter there, you see, or next door page, you see all those gray lines and white lines and so forth. Each one of those is a chapter that covers what diseases are caused by one of the cranial nerves being squeezed. There's over 50 different diseases being caused by the brain squeezing these cranial nerves because of osteoporosis of the skull. And doctors love osteoporosis of the skull. They don't get taught this in medical school. I'll repeat that. They do not get taught this in medical school. I had to find this out. I'm doing autopsies, and I'm finding osteoporosis of the skull in the human bodies Then I look at the clinical records that were collected over a period of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years. There's no mention of osteoporosis in any of them. And so that's why I figured, oh, we better come out with a little book on this one. We can add 30 to 50 years to your life. Okay.
And what's recommended for it?
Well, they need the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Get rid of all the bad foods.
1 sec.
Oops. Got to get rid of that. Sorry about that. Got to get rid of all the bad foods. Take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, a full dose of everything twice a day. So it'll be 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. Then they need the also I go ahead and give them the I-26, okay, to rebuild all the myelin, the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. And then the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 3 of those twice a day, get circulation up into the heart, into the kidneys, and the brain. And you'll see miracles.
And
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, don't forget the glucogel, 1 per 10 pounds. So you'd split that out throughout the day. And also the MSM Ultra. Those things help to support connective tissue, putting it where it's supposed to be. And also all of the function of the body, the bones, to keep them strong and healthy as well.
Yeah,
Dr. Wallach.
I use the MSM Ultra just for prevention.
Yep. And take that 2-3 times a day. In severe cases, 3 times a day when you're over 150 pounds. So, Dr. Wallach, did you know that Theo's career earnings with the MBA, 102,351,958.
Wow.
So I think he did pretty well, Doc. After rebuilding him, he was able to bounce back, and the majority of his career was after being rebuilt. So that is absolutely fantastic. Let's go to Coach Rod with the final question. Coach Rod, welcome to Daily with Doc. What questions do you have today?
Good afternoon, Doc. How you doing?
He said, good afternoon, Doc. How are you doing? What's your question, Rod?
My question is, I have a male 5'7", 175 pounds, has vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Disease. Yes, sir.
So he's got, what's his symptoms?
The discoloration of the skin, kind of like what Michael Jackson had, I think, or.
Okay, so a loss of skin color, is he dark-skinned person?
Yes.
Okay, so he's losing some color in his skin.
The black male.
Okay, yeah. Get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, and oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even that one's got to go. Needs 1 Healthy Brain and Heart Pack per 100 pounds of body weight. If he weighs 150 pounds or more, he needs 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, a full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. Needs, excuse me, also needs the plant-derived colloidal minerals. Okay, take an ounce of that twice a day. Also needs the hair, skin, and nails. Go ahead and take hair, skin, and nails. Take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month because they're tiny little bottles. Okay, 2 bottles a month of hair, skin, and nails. And then, let's see, what am I missing here, Rebecca?
Did you double up on the selenium, the ultimate selenium, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, double up on the ultimate selenium. Okay, take 3 selenium at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, that will definitely help there.
That would
the glucogel, the glucogel will help build skin also. Okay.
Okay, Doc, one more quick question, please. I have a guy taking the 90 for his blood pressure, and he's taking the Ultimate Daily Classic, but he can't take pills anymore. Do you have anything in liquid form to help the blood pressure?
Well, you take the 90 essential nutrients, get rid of all the bad foods, take the 90 essential nutrients, take the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Do we have
Dr. Wallach?
Daily Classic in liquid?
No, we don't have Ultimate Daily Classic in liquid, but we do have the cardio sticks, Dr. Wallach, that help support heart health.
Okay, the cardio sticks. Try that. Okay, but they need the 90 essential nutrients as the base. Get rid of all the bad foods so they can absorb the nutrition. And that should be easily going away.
And in the liquid nutrition, you can easily find the Pig Pack. May not need the Pig Pack Plus, but it's called the Pig Pack, or even the Mighty 90. And those EFAs, you can puncture those, you can chew those. You got to get them in your body no matter what it takes. Right, Doc?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, you just give us some feedback in a couple of weeks. Let us know how it's going.
We'll do.
All
Thank
right.
you, Doc.
All right, thank you so much. And Rod is one of our co-hosts, so you can stay up on the line, as I'd like to have all of our co-hosts up on the screen with us. Dr. Wallach, we could not do this program without the support of our co-hosts, as each and every one of them have a vital position in helping to make this program a success. So, Doc, these are just a few of the thousands of individuals who believe in your message and want to make sure the message gets out. I know around the world there are less than 100,000 independent distributors, folks. So it is not a saturated market. There are so many people that are not getting reached when it comes to the importance of nutrition. So if you have even a little bit of interest in wanting to help others, make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there is no one to thank, give us a call at 855-949-3377. Again, 855-949-3377. And let our team member know how you want to be part of the solution. That is also the phone number if you yourself want to find a better health journey. So again, 855-949-3377. That is for people who are not already working with somebody, who are not already taking the longevity products. Folks, there's so many different nutritional products and options out there. The reason why I support this one is because I tried so many of those others. I tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that, even a lot of different things. And I never got the results I was looking for. I got on the longevity program. It was a system. It was simple to follow, and I got results. Plain and simple. You give your body exactly what it needs, which Dr. Wallach, through his many autopsies and pathology research expeditions, found out what exactly that is. He put it into formulas so that we can benefit from them. We invite you to give Dr. Wallach and his options 90 days. 90 days, folks. And within those 90 days, you will feel results. That does not mean that they treat, prevent, cure any disease. But folks, when you give your body what it needs, the body itself can do some amazing things. And depending on how you are in this journey of health and how far down that poor health journey you've gone, will determine what is possible and how much progress you get. But it does take a few choices in your lifestyle that need to be changed, and then adding a nutritional program like what Longevity has. So, Dr. Wallach, we have on with us Coach Rod, who's out there bringing in questions from the field and letting people in. Thank you so much, Coach Rod, for all that you do. We also have Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who is our executive production manager, making sure that the stream is going smoothly and making sure that we stay organized on task. We have Albert, who is joining us from South Africa, and he's making sure that everybody gets into the Zoom quickly and keeping an eye on things for us. Thank you so much, Albert. We have Marilyn, who is busy. They're probably the busiest one of us all, okay? I gotta just be honest here, as she is doing dictation and putting what is being said into type into the chat. So if you're not joining us here live and you'd like to see what is actually being said because you can't take notes fast enough, she types faster than Doc can speak. And that's pretty fast. So super, super thankful for Marilyn and all that she does. We also have Sherry and her little one that's there with her joining us as she's part of the tech team and helping to get everything set up so that we can stream to the different platforms. And we have AJ, who is responsible for all the different platforms that we are on, which include Apple TV app, Vimeo, Roku TV app, Rumble, Facebook. You can find us on YouTube at Critical Health News Channel. Find us on Twitter, on the Daily with Doc feed, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Amazon Music and Amazon Podcasts, Overcast FM app under Daily with Doc, Pocket Casts, Brighteon, and TikTok under Daily with Doc. So make sure that you find us, whatever your favorite platform app is. We're probably there. And if we're not there, send us an email and let us know where you are or would prefer to watch us or listen to us by sending an email to info@dailywithdoc.com. Again, that's info@dailywithdoc.com. That's the same email that if you want to reach out to us through email to be part of the solution, use that email as well. If you have questions and one, we didn't get to your question today, or you're just watching us at a different time and you would like to send us questions at dailywithdoc.com. Again, questions at dailywithdoc.com. Folks, we did this because one, we know the value of nutrition. Two, we see a hurting world and it breaks our heart, especially after we have found what it is that can change all that. The Institute of Holistic Health has put together a coaching program for a certified holistic health coach that teaches about the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, the solutions to those deficiencies, but they don't just stop at that. They look at all 7 aspects, all 8 rather, 7 additional from health, when it comes to living a life abundant, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. We invite you to check us out by going to coachwithdoc.com. That's coach, WITHDOC.com. Get more information about our Holistic Health Coach course. And if you'd like to save 50%, make sure that you give us a call at 855-949-3377. Again, coachwithdoc.com for more information about our coaching program that offers 50% off if you give us a call at 855-949-3377, or get back with the person that shared this program with you. They may have their very own link. So make sure that you ask them about the coaching program and how you can be part of it as a certified holistic health, whether it's for your own health, your community's health, or together we're helping save the world, folks. That's what Dr. Wallach put this crusade all together for. Until next time. Oh, we have Pharmacist Ben Bites. Is that tonight? Yes, tonight. You can check out Pharmacist Ben Bites. You can watch the live stream on any of the options or most of the options that I read off just above, especially Rumble, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure that you catch us. Make sure that you get on there. Let us know that you are there. Send us some likes, send us some loves. And if you have questions for Pharmacist Ben, send them to AJ@dailywithdoc.com. No, info@dailywithdoc. dailywithdoc.com. All right, info@dailywithdoc.com. If you have questions for pharmacist Ben Fuchs that we can use on Pharmacist Ben Bites and with Coach AJ, that pop up here and there and everywhere. And if you are in Newark, New Jersey area, or within subway distance, driving distance, however you want to get there, there is an event coming up March 2nd. March 2nd. So I fly in on the first. No, AJ, take it away.
I would think it's November 2nd, Saturday, November 2nd, and we'll have more details coming up where we're going to have the fabulous Becca Dukes and Ruth Ellen Sanchez with us live and in person in Newark, New Jersey. So you might want to show up at the Robert Treat Hotel on the 2nd, and we'll get more information here.
Yes, and you need to RSVP, folks. So RSVP so that we know what size room to be setting up. And we also are going to be having an appearance. We don't know for certain. He's trying to make it happen in physical appearance with pharmacist Ben Fuchs there as well. You can RSVP by emailing info@nutrientshelp.com. So until next time, thanks, AJ. Bye for now.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.